Hi, what we're going to look at in this training video today is how to create, amend, delete staff members and also look at the permissions of that particular staff member. Now, as you can see, we've got a couple of staff members. We've got Emma and Jack, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually sign in as a manager at the moment, and we're going to create a new staff member. So if we navigate to the back office and then go to main menu, utilities, operators. As you can see here, it's asking for a name. So in the drop down menu you can look at existing ones. At the moment we're going to create a new one. So we're going to create my name. My name is John, so I'm going to put my name in. Press enter. Yes, I want to create a new user. Password? Nah, I don't want to bother with a password, but what I'll do is I'll stick a code in for him. So as in for me, sign-on code will be 2000. A hot code will be 2000, for example. I'm going to display the button to begin with, and that basically shows you on the sign in screen, and I'll show you that in a minute. Allow screen changes, yes of course. Allow reports, yes I will. And it just means at the end of day you can see how well you've done for the business day. Like end of day, you can do reports by period, by products, etc. Allow back office, well that's where we are at the moment. Is he trainee? Not quite. Do we want to disable the button? Not at the moment, but it just means that if you do disable the button, it will still be there because it's showing it on display. It's on display at the moment, but it just means you can't sign in. Is he a WaveSoft operator? Well, what WaveSoft is an option to allow to take orders at tables using iPhones, iPods, iPads, that type of thing. It's an application that you can download from the App Store, and you sync it with your EPoS and allow you to take orders at the table, and including table numbers, that type of thing. It is an option, and it is an added cost for that. Now, for the default sales screen, it's set at 0. This is a singular EPoS. It's a standalone one. There's no other EPoSs connected to it, and the default screen is 0. But if you had different staff members who do different jobs, different roles within the organization, say you had more than one EPoS, you can basically assign different screens to different staff members. So maybe one, when you swipe in, would be a cafe, and another one could be a beautician, another one could be a shop, and that gives you an example, and you can use different screens for that particular reason. Now, sales modes options for the user. Now, this is what the user is allowed to do, so I'm not allowed to do anything at the moment, but if you go across to here, and do we want to give me some option to do refunds? Yeah, voids, discounts, no sales, paid in, paid out, loads of options that you can go along. I just generally just give everything across there for a manager's privilege. Once the permissions have been given, I press save, and then you can look here and allow terminals. If you pop in here and have a look, this is if you've got more than one EPoS in the same network. And is John allowed to use all the EPoSs, or is he only allowed to use specific EPoSs within the organization? If it's left at 0, he's allowed to sign in on all of the EPoSs. But if you want to, you can add individual terminals, so you can only sign in to, like certain EPoSs within the organization. At the moment, it's a standalone one. We'll leave it at 0. 0 means all anyway. Press save. Now, popping back up here, the sign-on code, what that's for is to manually sign on. Okay, so when you press the manual sign on button, you put in your passcode for that, which will be 2000, because that's what I've assigned myself. Now, the hot code is for the swipe card. So if you've got an MSR reader on the side of the EPoS screwed in, if you sign 2000 against the hot code and you code the card with 2000, basically what you're doing is you're allowing me to sign in with a card with 2000. Obviously, a lot of people tend to lose the cards, and that's why I tend to give the sign-on code the same as the hot code. Now, if we weren't using swipe cards, you could use the password, and you display the button on the login screen. And when you press the button, you would give that user a particular password, so nobody else knows what that password is, so nobody else can use your account, which means is you can't see what's going on if you're a manager. So, for example, you would basically, if you're using a swipe card, for example, you wouldn't display the button anyway. But if you are, then a password would be a good idea if you weren't using a swipe card. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm just going to save that, and we're going to exit. We're going to navigate straight back to sales mode. So to do that, it's main menu, sales review, sales mode. Now what you'll notice is we've created a new user. He's called John. That's me, and you'll notice it will be on the sign in screen. So I'll be allowed to basically just press a button and sign in. I could also use a swipe card because that's the way we programmed it. And that allows us basically just to quickly get a sale through. I mean, obviously using a swipe card is so much quicker than actually having the EPoS password protected by user. But if I just press John now, you'll notice that I will just sign in straight away. But if that button wasn't displayed, I'd have to use this manual sign-on button here if I didn't have my swipe card. And I would just actually insert 2000 in here, and that will sign me back in. So that is the manual sign-on I was just talking about just before. Manual sign-on is here. Now, if I password protected the button, I'd have to put a password in to begin with. So if I press Jack, for example, I think it's password protected. Now it's asking for the password. 7654 is the password, and that will sign me in under Jack. So as you can see, if you keep your passwords to yourself, you can make sure certain staff can't see and do certain things and basically break the EPoS. Okay, so if we would need to delete a staff member, we'll need to log in as administrator or as a manager or somebody with the permissions as an administrator. Now, obviously, I'm an administrator, so I can just sign in. Now I can navigate to the manager screen, go back to the back office, go to main menu, go to utilities, go back to operators, and from the drop down menu I need to find my name. So if I look for John, there I am. I can delete my name and just press delete. Delete operator, yes please, and that's it done. Exit. So when I navigate back to sales mode again, you'll notice that I'm not on the screen. So it is, the best thing I find though is if you use the swipe cards, it's a little bit extra to get an MSR reader, and they're not awfully expensive. You've got to get the cards programmed. You can actually buy an MSR writer, so you can program your own cards. We supply the DuraCard printers as well to allow you to print directly onto the cards in full color, and they do look nice. You can just swipe your card and basically sign straight in. But if you notice, my name is now gone from the list. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me at servicedept@metrik.co.uk. Thanks for watching.